in all honesty, was not the best performance. But all of that will be forgotten because he demonstrated an incredible ability to move on from mistakes, to focus on the next action, and he will go down as a legend for those key saves that he made in the second half. Alright team, welcome back to another video, a big video today, because given that it's the end of the season, I thought we'd do a roundup and go through my top 10 goalkeepers of the 2022-2023 season. If you're new here, my name's Conor O'Keefe. I'm a goalkeeper currently playing my football out in Sweden, and on this channel we have loads of stuff. We have glove reviews, we document my career, and we also have loads of goalkeeping content like today. So if you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know down in the comments if I've missed out a goalkeeper that should be on this list. So in no particular order, let's jump straight in with it. Now the first goalkeeper on my list is Alisson. Not the best season from Liverpool as a team, but without Alisson, they really would have struggled. And there are some key stats just to show you how important Alisson's been to Liverpool this year. Not only did he have a save percentage of 71%, but the real standout is when you look at expected goals against. Now, this is a little bit of a complex stat, but expected goals is a stat based on the shots that a goalkeeper faces. How many goals are they expected to have conceded? Now, Alisson was the top performing goalkeeper in the Premier League in 2022-23, with a huge 10.1 goals prevented against the expected goals figure. And for a little bit of context, if you look at other goalkeepers who are perceived to have done well, like Aaron Ramsdale for example, his expected goals against was actually minus 2.0, so he conceded 2 goals more than the expected goals against him across the season. Compare that with Alisson's 10.1 goals prevented, and you can see how important he was and how big of a performance he had this year. Next up, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. One of my favourite goalkeepers, and not all the goalkeepers on this list are going to be based off stats, but if you look at Marc-Andre Ter Stegen's stats for this year, it's a joke. In the 38 games in the league, Ter Stegen kept 26 clean sheets. And not only that, the Barcelona keeper only conceded 18 goals. 18 goals in the whole league season. Now, although Barcelona didn't do as well in Europe, they absolutely dominated at home in La Liga, finishing the league 10 points ahead of Real Madrid. And that insane defensive record, a lot of that is down to Ter Stegen's performances, so he's got to go in the list. What a keeper. Next up, Mary Herbst. Since joining Man United in 2019, she has become one of the biggest names in women's goalkeeping. And on the back of winning the Euros last summer with England, she's put in another massive season. She was named goalkeeper of the tournament at the Euros, and she followed it up this year, winning the FIFA Best World Goalkeeper of the Year. And it wasn't just internationally that she's been performing well. Here in the WSL, she kept a new record of 14 clean sheets this season, beating the previous record of 13. She helped Man United to reach the FA Cup final, they finished second in the league, and they also got into the Champions League for next season. So a massive season for Mary Herbst. She absolutely smashed it. And just like me, she's an alumni of Loughborough University, so I've got to get some Loughborough alumni in there. What a season, what a keeper. Next on my list, Mike Manion. Magic Mike, as he's known, put in some massive performances for AC Milan this season. A couple that stood out for me, saving a penalty in the quarter-finals of the Champions League against Napoli, taking AC Milan to the semi-finals, and also a huge last-minute save against Ireland in the Euro 24 qualifiers. Manion has always been highly thought of in the goalkeeping circles, but it felt like this was the season where he really took a step up to that elite level. And his performances could well make him France's next #1 goalkeeper. So he's got to go in the list. A big 22-23 from Mike Manion. Next up, Ederson. He had to be in the list. A treble-winning goalkeeper is very rare, especially in England. To have won the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Champions League all in the same season is an incredible achievement, so Ederson has to be in the list. He'll be remembered for those 2 massive saves in the Champions League final against Inter Milan, and also coming for that high ball in the dying moments, taking it above Lukaku and Diaz, an epic piece of goalkeeping. But there is a great lesson for all goalkeepers out there in Ederson's Champions League final performance. The first half, in all honesty, was not the best performance. He was putting passes straight out of play, giving the ball away to the strikers. He even missed a high ball that he tried to come and claim. and he even had Pep Guardiola screaming at him to relax. But all of that will be forgotten because he demonstrated an incredible ability to move on from mistakes, to focus on the next action, and he will go down as a Man City legend for those key saves that he made in the second half. So that overall performance in the Champions League final is something that I think young goalkeepers in particular should take note of. Whatever's already gone, move on from it, focus on the next action, and you could be the hero for your team. Next up, Emmy Martinez. He had to be in there, the World Cup winning goalkeeper from Argentina. Penalty heroics in the final, helping Argentina to win the World Cup, making the team of the tournament. But not only was he massive for Argentina, he was a strong performer all season for Aston Villa, helping them to reach Europe for the first time in a long time. Very clean all year, very few mistakes, top goalkeeper. Next up on the list, Morocco and Sevilla's Yasin Bunu. Bono, as he's known, put in some massive performances this year, particularly for Morocco at the World Cup. He made some massive saves in the penalty shootout against Spain in the last 16, helping Morocco to reach the quarter-final. He then kept a clean sheet in the quarter-final against Portugal, helping Morocco to become the first African country to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup. He finished the World Cup with 3 clean sheets, the joint most in the tournament with Martinez and Pickford. And although Sevilla didn't have the best season in La Liga, finishing 12th, they absolutely smashed it in Europe, winning the Europa League, with Bono making 2 massive penalty saves in the shootout in the final against Roma. He won the man of the match for the Europa League final, and after a massive World Cup and Europa League, he had to be in the list. Next up, Jan Sommer. The Swiss goalie finally got his big move to Bayern Munich after Manuel Neuer's skiing injury, and I know goalies around the world were buzzing to see him win his first Bundesliga title. But it wasn't only his performances for Bayern that gets him in this list. When he was at Borussia Mönchengladbach in the beginning of the season, he had an epic performance against Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena, where he made 19 saves. That record-breaking performance helped Mönchengladbach to get a 1-1 draw against Bayern Munich, and I'm sure it did him no harm at all in getting that move later on in the season. But he's been a top goalkeeper, performing at a top level for a long period of time, and his performances this year get him in the list. And our penultimate goalkeeper is Andre Onana. 2022-23 saw Onana become a double winner after Inter's success in the Coppa Italia and the Supercoppa, and he was a standout performer for Inter in the Champions League final, demonstrating incredible calmness on the ball and brilliant pass selection with his distribution. After a 9-month ban in 2021 and being dropped by Cameroon in the World Cup, the end of this season saw Onana return to the very peak of world goalkeeping. And I believe it was an incredible example of resilience and hard work to get himself back to that level, showing where he belongs. I've been super impressed by him. I know loads of you guys have, so he had to make it in my list. And the final goalkeeper to make it into my top 10 goalkeepers of 2022-2023 is Nick Pope. One of the standout performers in the Premier League this season, he helped Newcastle to reach the Champions League for the first time since 2003. Pope only conceded 32 goals in 37 games, which meant that only him and Ederson conceded less than a goal per game of starting goalkeepers in the Premier League. A lot of people questioned whether Nick Pope would fit into how Eddie Howe wanted to play football at Newcastle, but he's proved all those doubters wrong and shown why he is one of the top Premier League goalkeepers. It'll be brilliant to see how he continues to push on with Newcastle and also to watch him in the Champions League next season. So there we have it guys, my top 10 goalkeepers from the 2022-2023 season. Did I leave anybody out? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, come and join us, and we'll see you for the next video next Sunday as always. But look after yourselves, keep chasing improvement, and I'll speak to you in a bit.